Well, Ohana, ZVT,
Apparently,
ZVT, PBT.
apparently it means family. Learn something new every day. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome
I'm
stuff.
learning too much today, Matt. I'm learning that cats toy with their victims to make them shit, and that Ohana means family.
And that milk and cider are generally not a good
Oh.
mix.
Not a good mix, although milk does become alcoholic after a while.
That is
You're
true.
able to drink it
We have now learnt this. Milk is superior. It's
in
impressive.
every way. You get calcium as well. Holy shit.
Tasty, tasty calcium.
I actually hate drinking milk, but unless it's got vodka in it, then it's all right. But
I'm sure something can be arranged. We'll have a drink when I pop over.
Yeah.
I promise.
Next time, man. Next time, you got to come to the nationals at the end of the month.
Oh, we'll do it, man. I'll see if I can find a way to get involved in something. Sounds like a plan. But guys, in the meantime, we have the red Terran spawning in the bottom right corner of the map, representing Team Infuser. He is up one game, just one more, and he'll be at the Swedish National Finals. It is Znow. His opponent, though, spawning as the blue Protoss in the top left-hand corner of the map, pretty intent on not allowing that to happen. Let's see if he can pull one back and bring this match to an ace. It is Mekar.
I'm actually forgetting which way the camera is supposed to be facing now that you've been doing that. I'm like, huh, this angle actually looks pretty nice. But yeah, we're gonna see. I mean, we've talked about this map quite a bit now after the past matches that we were looking at earlier.
Yep.
Of course, we're probably gonna see some kind of two-base aggression coming out of either of these players, just because Ohana is one of those more difficult maps to get those full expands off on. Getting past the third base mark is not something you see every day on this map. So we'll have to see what these guys have in store for us. As right now, it all looks fairly standard, fairly ho-hum and to-do. Do you have any opinions as far as what we can expect, seeing as how we've already seen a match from these cats?
I'm really mesmerized at the moment. Is this Protoss music we're listening to? Because
Protoss.
it sounds so... I don't think I've even heard this before. Is this like a map-specific music?
I don't actually have music on. Hold on, I gotta turn that on.
I don't know.
Enable music.
I'm wondering if I was hearing something else in the background there, but... Anyway, enough on that. I actually thought I was listening to something pretty cool and orchestral for a second there. Don't know where that was coming from, but it looks like the music is going back to what I am more accustomed to. We have got the Cybernetics Core about to finish off, and what you were saying earlier, Semmler, I want to completely agree with on the grounds that, like you mentioned, it's just, you don't really see that many more macro games than you do two-base timings off of this map. We see the second refinery coming down already for Znow, and he's got the reactor going down on that barracks, so for anyone... Oh, so... In fact, if this was anything other than a second barracks going down right now, I would have said, guys, it looks like a 1-1-1 is incoming, but he instead is going to be going for a 2-racks here. And will the Marine kill the probe before he sees too much? He knows that the first gas is there. Will he see the second gas? The Marine is so close to killing it off. The probe, did he see the second gas?
Nothing.
He did not
He
see the
saw
second gas.
nothing.
He did not see the second racks. And we have Stim on the way from Znow. So this isn't going to be a combat shield. Sorry, not a combat. This isn't going to be a concussive shell Marauder rush. Any sort of 2-rack style like that. Instead, he will probably go off of this maybe into like a 2-1-1 style, but more likely he's just going to be putting down... He could just be putting down racks after racks after racks after this and try and really hammer it home. The thing is, if he wanted to do that kind of build, it would have made much more sense for him to start off with a 1-racks expand and then go into that, rather than stay on one base. So he's getting a factory now. This could be a 2-1-1, if that even makes sense, but he's going to need a lot of gas to pull that off. I don't know.
Yes, he
man.
will. 2-1-1?
He could just go straight for the starport after this factory. He'll probably put down a tech lab on that factory straight away, but the question that remains is whether he's going to float the factory after the tech lab completes. So if he's going for like a 2-on-1, then he'll just have siege tanks out of this. If he just wants to go for Banshees behind this and he's using his gas for something else, then he will keep the tech lab, start producing tanks, and get the tech lab separately on the starport when it completes. It looks like at the moment he is floating a decent amount of gas, and he has started the first siege tank. So this could be a 1-1-1 style push where Znow is trying to hit very quickly and doesn't invest in siege mode and just goes with Marines, unsiege tanks, and Banshees. Or he could go for the slower style with the siege mode, but usually when you do that, you don't see a second barracks go down, and he has invested 100 gas in Stim. So it could well be a siege mode less 1-1-1. We'll have to wait and see. And, ooh, actually, no tech lab on the starport. Oh, hang on. He started a medevac and then he cancelled the medevac, so I'm not sure what's going on here. I've officially ventured into realms of I have no idea what's going on. I just talked myself into a corner, Semmler. Help!
No, it's fine. It seems like the defense, though, should be there for our Protoss player Mekar, seeing as how he is getting a fairly healthy number of stalkers, etc.
Okay.
He will have the observer in, so he's finally going to get that information that he needs, but we do have a medevac on the way for Znow. Does this still kind of add up for the push that you were talking about, in the sense that now he's got some healing for those Marines who now have stim?
I don't think so. I think what's happened is, was there an observer out on the field that got picked off by the Marines? I know a unit got picked off here in the north side of the main base. As soon as that happened, as soon as that unit died, I noticed that the medevac production started and he transitioned into pure Marine tank. So I wonder if something warned him off of that. If that was an observer, that would have made a lot of sense, because if he saw the observer, he knows that there's a robo, and he would probably be deathly afraid of Immortals being part of the army composition that was going to be defending against that. So he goes, oh, hang on, I better just Marine tank instead of 1-1-1. But I can't be 100% sure if that was an observer or not. It could have been a probe, and I might have missed that. We do have an observer now popping in for Mekar. He's going to be able to pop in and see all of the tech. However, he does not know that Znow, until now, is moving out across the map with an awful lot of units, Marines, tanks, and a lot of SCVs with this composition as well. He has invested in siege mode. He has no Banshees with this composition, so Immortals would actually be excellent for Mekar right now if he has a couple of those, but it looks like Znow is just going for the pure old Marine tank style, moving up in front of the ramp, but siege mode is doing so much damage. These force fields aren't doing quite as much as he would have liked to, and Znow is getting a foothold in the natural expansion.
He is getting a foothold, although he's managing to keep those Marines alive, making sure that the force fields wear off so that he can reconnect with the rest of his army. A third siege tank actually joins the fray, and now he is fairly well established here at the bottom of his opponent's ramp. He's going to be able to leapfrog his way up into the natural base, and Mekar is going to have to find an answer to this. He might just get cut off.
Oh, no.
Getting caught on that ramp and losing some very valuable units there. He can't afford to give up a single piece of his army, but it looks like he very well might lose his natural.
Yeah, this is looking pretty horrible for Mekar. And you know what? I'm actually thinking it really was an observer. GG, Grat, and Znow, ladies and gentlemen, is going to take the second spot on offer in the National Championships. Well played to the player from Team Infuse. Great to see a Terran in there as well, taking out Mekar 2-1 in that semi-final. And I believe, for seeding purposes, we are going to have a best-of-3 match now between our two winners.
It is best of 3 or best of 5?
It'll be best of 3 in the show match.
Best of 3.
Yeah, it's for seeding purposes only. But I'm beginning to think that was actually an observer, because it was so long until the first Immortal popped out. That would explain that, oh yeah, he made 2 observers, one after the other, after the first one got killed. So I could still be wrong, and someone might go back in the VOD and go, Joro, what are you talking about? But I'm believing more and more now that that unit was the observer, and that is actually what prompted Znow to switch into that Marine tank composition and just go for it with some SCVs. Well played to him, winning 2-0, and we're going to be getting into the finals, ladies and gentlemen, on Shakuras Plateau. Znow versus Milky A coming up in just a moment. Or My Revenge EA, rather.